Hello and welcome to Channel Sport. On Sunday, I am Ken Ochonogo. Somebody says, if you can find a buyer for me, I will be leaving. At about this time last year, there was that fun fair. We all celebrated him. We said, the boy is back. He is back home. The boy who was picked up when he was 16, 17 from Sporting Lisbon and came to Manchester United, grew and with United won the Champions League in 2008, won the league and went to Real Madrid, became one of the greatest players of all time, a super goal scorer, moved on there to Juventus, and when the short-term deal ended, he said, I'm coming home. In fact, there were stories that said, oh, he was going to City, and maybe Sir Alex and others placed a call to him and said, you are a club legend, why go to that side? Come back home. He came in, started on a blast, but then it was not what it is. The marriage, the second union between Manchester United and Cristiano Ronaldo didn't end as it was. They moved from Champions League players to a Europa side. They struggled all season. In fact, they only qualified for the Champions League, courtesy of Brighton, beating West Ham on that final day of the season. But now he has said, just like he said the last time he was going to Real Madrid, and said, please, if you can find a buyer for me, I'm ready to go. But United have said, you are going nowhere. This is the transfer season. We shall look at that and other transfer stories that are happening. But right now, it is happening because our girls are going for the La Decima. They are in Morocco. They are in Morocco. The women AFCON kicked off yesterday, and Morocco started on a very bright note. Yes, it is bright, even if it's just a 1-0 win. But that puts 3 points into the kitty. The Super Falcons will be taking on the Bafana tomorrow. Bayana. They're doing the Bayana tomorrow. And then there is an incentive for those girls to do well, because in the past few years now, it is not Ghana, it is not Cameroon. I mean, our rivals now in the continent are the South Africans. So that opening match for the Super Falcons is what we are looking at. How will they fare? They played in the finals. They were in the group together. They played in the finals together, and here they met at the finals. And here again, they are starting their quest from both sides. The Bayana, their first time ever trying to win it, and the Super Falcons saying, we are going for the La Decima. We are going for the 10th win. Will it be possible? But then you move from Morocco and you go straight right there to Paris, where it is happening at the French Open. Iga Swiatek. What happened to her? She was streamlining everybody. Won the French Open. She just come in and pick a title and go on break and came back. But this time around, after 37 straight wins, she was stopped by a 32-year-old Alize Cornet, who is ranked 37th. Was that a coincidence? 37th ranked player beating the world #1, who was on a 37 match winning streak. So what happened? The Tigers, they said the Cape Verdeans have our numbers. They beat us twice. But then as it happens in Africa, our next opponents were the Malians, and the Malians said, they have issues, just like we always have in our own. They have issues with their government. Pay us our bonuses or we won't play a walkover. And then that has guaranteed the Tigers into the second round of the FIBA qualifiers for the FIBA World Cup taking place in 2023, and I tell you, three countries will be hosting that. I think the Japanese, the Philippines are all there in the making. So we just have to qualify for 2025. Things that come out of Africa, the Tigers need to be one of those that will represent us at the World Cup. How do you do this? We're talking about what is happening right here in Nigeria in the league. Yes, we have a winner, but then is that all that there is to it? The violence, the attacks. How do you curb it? So a lot of things have been going on, from Kano Pillars to the Kada, from going to we're talking the Sunshine Stars. Uyo is in another venue where you go out. We saw the one that happened right there in Delta State, Jiatete. So it's probably there is something we need to do holistically to think about how to handle it, because the LMC will come out and they do the same thing. They will read the article where you breach, and they will tell you pay this fine, just like they're asking Kano Pillars to pay, asking Katsina United to pay. But at the end of the day, they banish you and you come back and they become a recurrent decimal. They go back to what they were doing. What should we do in order to cut, to cut this out? So All these we are going to talk about. We're talking about, you know, of course, AW19, Wimbledon. We're talking about Kyrgios. You know, I don't know about him. There are some, how do I say it? Flawed geniuses. Yes, I think that is the word I was trying to look for. Flawed geniuses. You have all the talent, and then how do you manage it? But right now, probably he's trying to conquer his demons, because yesterday he, you know, sent at the world, number 4 ranked, you know, Stefanos Tsitsipas. But then something happened there. It was more than 10. Tsitsipas said, "This is bullying, and I don't like bullies." It is Channel Sports on Sunday. With 3 matches to go, Rivers United emerged as the champion of the MPFL 2022. I believe I want to kick off from there briefly before I bring in my guys in the house. Let us see how they were welcomed, given the guard of honor right there by Nasarawa United. All right, you're welcome back. That is Nasarawa United welcoming the champion, the new champions, because as it stands now, Akwa United are the former champions. Rivers United are the new champions. And they've whispered it into our ears that come the 17th of July, that trophy will be presented to them at home. And then it will be so, okay, fine. This is the final testament to say you are the champions of the league in 2022. Let me come into my guys. Israel Adesanya. The man just dispatched Jared, you know, Kano, and said, no, we are not in the same group. Early this morning to retain his world championship belt as the middleweight champion, the world champion of the UFC.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Israel is not a stranger. It's not a matter to your tent to Israel. He has been there. His focus was even possibly on his next bout than this. So it's just like, let me tick all the boxes. But if for those who were privileged to avoid that match, you see the natural Israel. He committed that tactical blunder by going above his weight. Yeah. But now he's within his domain. So is a what we call conventional win for Israel, because once more he has proved he's just the best in that class, and there's a class of Israel in that class. Maybe soon, we are not sure, that class will just be named after Israel. No, he is
you should be something. Yeah. Of somebody who said, I am dropping a light mail on this fight.
Yes. Good afternoon, Ken. Good afternoon. Yes, back again. Drake FaceTime Israel before the fight, actually.
Who is Drake?
Drake is an artist, a Canadian artist. Okay. He's a rapper, one of the biggest artists in the world, you know. And he's very close friends with Israel. And then he FaceTimed him, telling him, I respect you so much, one of my favorite guys in the world. And for that reason, I'm dropping a light meal. A light meal is $1 million, actually, on that fight. It was a bet. You know, and his exact words were, he knows that the return on investment is going to be massive. And true to his words, Israel went out there and did the business. But, you know, Ken, dropping $1 million on the fight.
No, I don't want to press the calculator.
You know, but as it stands now, Israel is is on a streak. Yeah. 12-0, gunning for, I think the record in the UFC, I think that weight is 13. So he's still gunning for that one. He's been receiving congratulation messages from around the world. I saw the message from doing the Rock Johnson saying, yes, his commitment, his skill level is literally out of this world. And the thing is that he has this way of basically blending in. He's able to switch fighting styles midway through the fight. Yeah. So even you have a game plan to stop Israel. You have set out everything, but Israel just comes in and then he just changes it. yes, the name, the last style bender, is actually, he shows it every single time he steps into the octagon.
So he's winning in style.
Yes, exactly. He does it in style every single time.
All right, let me say, because our guys are they are ready. We will go straight to Kaduna, and I don't think we're in Bayelsa today. I think we are going to Kaduna, because I'm seeing Moise there. He is the king. We call him the king of the north. And then when it comes to the man who has the track, how our players are in Europe, how our players are doing right here, each and every player, we will give you that this is what this man is doing. So if Moise, I was always going to Germany now. I think Moise is in Kaduna. Let us go to Kaduna and meet the king of the north. He's looking very quiet and very quiet. I think I like this your look today. You are looking so innocent. Let's go to Kaduna and meet Mohammed Suleiman. What could the Moise, the king of the north? Hello, Moise.
Yeah, it's nice to be on the show. It's my pleasure again. It's a big honor for me to be on the show. Like I said earlier on, the Shooting Stars man that is in the studio, we'll come to Shooting Stars later and we'll talk some more.
Shooting Stars have I think they have almost escaped relegation. Oh, but Yemi's not on the show today. Yemi's not there. It's Okpe that is there. Yemi's not around. So just keep your bullet. Just keep your bullet for that. But then let's see. It is the transfer season, and then we were just talking about Manchester United asking. Cristiano Ronaldo telling Manchester United, look, if you can get a buyer for me, I want to leave. I know we are coming to Nigerian players, but what is your take on this generally, and how the transfer season has been going between now before we get to September 1st, when it is going to end?
I think it is what it is, a player of Ronaldo's statues, a player of Ronaldo's determination, a player of Ronaldo's ego. He can't settle for less. The Manchester United team are in a transitional period. You can't expect Ronaldo to be part of that transition. That does not look like it's going to be some light at the moment. They're struggling to get in new players. They have a new manager in charge. This wasn't the kind of ending that Ronaldo envisaged for his career. I think in Ronaldo's mind, he wanted to come back to Manchester United, where he made his mark, where he began to make his mark, and then wind everything up at Sporting Lisbon, where he actually started his professional career. But that is not going as planned, because United happen to be a team in turmoil, a team in distress, a team in disarray. Everything you want to call United, they are in it right now, struggling to get players in, battling to even have a certain identity, a style of play, and all of that. So all of those has made Ronaldo to have a different change of mind. He wants to end his career on a high. He wants to end his career challenging and playing in the UEFA Champions League. That is his league. That is his forte. That's his ground. That is his inkling. That's his motivation. Whenever that comes alive, whenever that anthem comes alive, Cristiano Ronaldo comes alive. So when you're not giving him that platform, there is always a huge doubt if he will stay with you or not. I'm not surprised this news is coming out. The only thing I know for sure is that for commercial purposes and otherwise, it will be very difficult for you to price him away from Manchester United. Very, very difficult.
Okay, I don't want to ask you, because players have this pressure to say, I want to play in the Champions. I'm leaving because I want to play in the Champions League. And you are in the team that couldn't qualify for Champions League. And then when they don't qualify, you say you want to leave. In case of Cristiano Ronaldo, Moise, he met Manchester United at the Champions League level and took them down to Europa. And now you said that is not his fault. I don't understand that. His fault, he didn't do much. If he did much, probably the team would have been off. I don't know if I'm right or wrong.
No, you can't be too far-fetched from the truth, because if United had won the title, the glory would have gone to Cristiano Ronaldo. Many people would have called him the game changer. He did. But there's one thing about Ronaldo these days I've come to realize. Ronaldo is a system player. In the twilight of his career, he has become a system player. If you don't have the perfect system to fit Ronaldo into it, he will become a liability. Manchester United were beginning to gain some level of stability before Cristiano Ronaldo was brought in. A fantastic goal scorer, but these days all what he guarantees is just goals. You look at his time at Juventus signed him to be able to crack the holy grail of lifting the UEFA Champions League. They've been in the semi-final, they've been in the final, but it didn't work. It didn't work. So for Cristiano Ronaldo, if you don't have the perfect system for him, because football has evolved beyond giving a player the ball to go and score alone. We are in the era of the gang pressing, the high pressing. We are in the era where mobility is not key. We are in the era where every player is a striker, every player is a midfielder, every player is a defender. Ronaldo wasn't born in this generation. Ronaldo wasn't made to press. Zinedine Zidane was able to find a formation that caters for Ronaldo's liabilities, in the sense that if you are playing a Cristiano Ronaldo, just know that you are one man short when you're about to bring in the press. But how many teams in the world can say they are that comfortable? Let's not forget what Giorgio Cellini said, that he came into the Juventus team and became more like a liability because they were no longer playing as a team. They were playing for Cristiano Ronaldo. And the way football is right now at the moment, if you are playing for your top scorer to give you all of the goals, your top scorer too has to learn to play for the team. But Ronaldo doesn't play for the team. He plays for himself. Not too bad. Because every team in the world that I have known certainly have one player that I actually play for. But when the player is in the twilight of his career, playing to his strengths, there's a big lacuna somewhere. I think that's what's wrong. That's what went wrong with United, failing to qualify for the Champions League. Not Ronaldo's fault, but other players failed to contribute their own quota. In the past, they were contributing, but this time around, they were made to play to the strength of Ronaldo, which now limited their own playing abilities. It is why the Bruno Fernandes could not chalk up the goal. It is why Marcus Rashford, because with Ronaldo in the box, his movement in the box, you're always tempted to look for the big guy in the box. But when he's not there, you are tempted to take some responsibility to yourself. It wasn't his fault. No, you can't blame him for United. No. He delivered. He scored goals. He delivered. He did very well. But like they say, the end justified the means. Those goals were not good enough for United, who were second before he came and third the season before he was signed. It is what it is. It has
all right. It is what it is. Yes, our guys are in the house, but let us ask you this before we come back here. Like I said, how are our boys faring in the transfer market? I know Awuni has just gone out there, and then who are the other ones? And take us through the Awuni transfer and other transfer of Nigerian players.
Okay, you see, Ken, you are somebody who is very, very particular about Nigerian players. I can tell from the get-go. You are very, very particular about their progress. You want to hear good things about them. Most times, myself and you will normally have argument over one player. You feel like I'm too harsh on this player, I'm too hard on the other player. But it is what it is, You look at the Nigerian players and their movement so far. For Taiwo Awoniyi, the move to Nottingham Forest divides opinion, but I understand perfectly. Union Berlin are playing the Europa League. Nottingham Forest are not playing. But then there is a lot on offer that you don't have at Union Berlin that you have at Nottingham Forest. For instance, I normally use this simple analogy. At Nottingham Forest, I was made to understand that Taiwo Awoniyi is on 30,000 euros a month, basic salary. Now, at Union Berlin, he's on 30,000 euros a month, basic salary. Now, at Nottingham Forest, you'll be earning 30,000 pounds a week. Ken, play the role of an elder brother to Taiwo Awoniyi. 30,000 pounds a week to 30,000 euros a month. Pick one.
You already provided the answer.
Exactly. So that is why Awoniyi is at Nottingham Forest. And the same thing to Diego Carlos, who left Sevilla for Aston Villa. Sevilla in the Champions League, Aston Villa are nowhere, but the man has left. I mean, a lot of players as well. Steve Botman turned down a move to Lille, left Lille, turned down a move to AC Milan to join Newcastle United. So it is what it is. Players move for various reasons. Even Gabriel Jesus, the money on offer at Arsenal, £220,000 a week, is much more than what he was offered elsewhere. So he has to move. As long as these players move for ambition as well, the catch is normally what's the pay on offer. And for Nigerian players, I think that also is what is playing out. We have a lot of them who are actually clubless at the moment. Let's start from this man. Shehu Abdullah is clubless at the moment. Leon Balogun is clubless at the moment. There is doubt over the future of Ogene Karo or Tebo. We don't know where he will be playing his football next season. You move further as well, and you notice that Kenneth Omeru has got 1 year to go on his contract at Leganes. We don't know where he will be playing. Ademola Lukman just finished his season at RB Leipzig. On loan from RB Leipzig to Leicester City. His second straight loan after the one at Everton. So we don't know if he'll be staying, if he'll be returning back to RB Leipzig to continue playing, or if he will. The previous loan was at Fulham. We don't know if he'll be staying at in England, get some other offers, get some club, and then move. We don't know for now. So those players that I just mentioned, Emmanuel Dennis, Moses Simon, a lot of talks about his future. A lot of talks about the future of Emmanuel Dennis as well. A lot of talks about the future of Calvin Bassey, about the future of Joe Aribo. But of course, those ones, we are expecting the transfer to get to a hit when we get into August, September, the business end of the transfer window. But the others who have been fortunate enough to move, we started by talking about Taiwo Awoniyi. He's already at Nottingham Forest. Tyrone Ebuehi, remember him, the Oyibo boy, the right fullback. He has sealed a 4-year deal with Empoli in the Italian Serie A. His former coach, Igor Tudor, who was his coach at Igor Bishkan, who was his coach at Venezia, is now the new coach at Empoli, and he decided to bring in Tyrone Ebueyi. The last season he played on loan at relegated Venezia. He was on loan. This time around is a full transfer. He has moved. Maduka Okoye has resumed at Watford. Will I say he's a transfer to a large extent it is, because he was signed the previous season, left on loan, and then returned this season. He has resumed at Watford. Then you also have the last one among them who recently just swapped club. I mean, we've not had some very, very big transfers, because the transfer window is yet to really come alive. But for now, we have 4 of them who have actually moved club. Already at Watford, we have this man, Maduka Okoye. At Nottingham Forest, we have Taiwo Awoniyi. We have at Empoli, we have Tyrone Ebueyi at Empoli. I can't wrap my head around the 4th one again. I told Ken earlier on this morning.
Ejike?
Another player I can't remember. Is it Chidera Ejike? Yeah, Chidera Ejike. Yeah, I have few details away from joining Hertha Berlin. We have some other good transfers, like a member of the former Nigeria under-17 team, Abdurrazak Ishak, the one I personally nicknamed Golden Boy. He moved from Norrköping of Sweden to Anderlecht in Belgium. One of those days when you mentioned the name Anderlecht, oh, that's a big club. Now Anderlecht is like a springboard to launch you to the other parts of the world and in Europe. And then also you look at in the MPFL region as well, Issa Ndala left Plateau United for Azman FC of Tanzania.
Okay.
On a deal that he would earn $20 million as sign-on fee and $3,000 as salary, aside the $50,000 that was paid for him.
Wait. Maurice, wait. You mean at Tanzania?
You hearing me well? In Azam in Tanzania, you heard me well. Ken, you can't play football, it's too late. But here's the truth about it. He will earn $3,000. He will sign for $50,000, and he will get a sign-on fee of $20,000 US.
Okay, $20,000 US. Okay, all right.
Yeah, 20,000.
I thought it was millions. So my brain was.
No.
I was trying to
20,000.
Okay, so
50,000 is a sign-on. 50,000 is a transfer fee. 20,000 is a sign-on fee. 3,000 is a monthly salary.
All right, and at least now my brain is settled, because I think I was trying to do kind of trigger the calculator there to see million in Tanzania. Wow, I will track. I will track. Okay, all right. But wait, let the guys in the house. You guys you are following the move. Awoniyi's move. Yeah. Last time somebody was correcting me here when I talked about that. Nottingham Forest is a big club in England, and I didn't try to put down any team. I only just said when you look at the team he moved to, who say, Nottingham Forest, what club is that? Nottingham Forest is unique, like I said. They have won the league just once, but they won the Champions Cup, what they call the Champions League, back to back. You understand? Yes. So they are the big boys. When you count Liverpool with their multiple Champions League titles, you count Manchester United with their 3, you count Chelsea with their 2, you must count Nottingham Forest as 2. You understand? Then Aston Villa. Those are the 5. After that one, other clubs are also run in England when you are looking at the big boys in Europe. So Nottingham Forest is already there. So, gentlemen, before we take our first break, do you see us moving better? Briefly.
Yes. Awoniyi, the thing about the life of a sportsman is this, except maybe those games like golf and the like, what they actually contact sport. By the time you are 30, that is after 30 you can't go. You can't go for your national youth service corps scheme anymore. But as a sportsman, by 30 you're already a veteran. So at this level you have to play for the cash.
For the cash.
So that is the rule number 1 as a footballer. Yeah. Your future needs to be guaranteed.
Number 1 is cash. Number 2 is cash. Number 3 is cash.
Talking about age, like you said, whilst you're playing for the cash, like Cristiano Ronaldo, you need to play for ambition. You have to have that ambition. To play in Europe, the biggest one of them all, and he will not be getting that in Manchester United again.
He played in Manchester United is big enough.
With a club legend like Ronaldo, I can't blame him for wanting to move on.
Even the club.
Okay. All right. Okay. Those are the things you are seeing there, Cristiano Ronaldo.
So you are saying is not for sale. That he has to play in the Europa League.
Yes.
Arsenal, former Winners' Cup champions, Chelsea and Barcelona, they are tussling for Rafinha. Then Arsenal, Fabio Vieira. Chelsea, Romelu Lukaku is out back to Inter Milan. Rudiger back out of Chelsea in Madrid. Then Liverpool, their new entrant, the Portuguese Darwin Nunes, Calvin Ramsey, Fabio Carvalho, then Mane out on cash.
250,000 at Bayern Munich.
And in City?
Manchester City, of course, signing Erling Haaland and also, of course, Stefan Ortega. Manchester United, Paul Pogba is out, Juan Mata is out, and Jesse Lingard is out. Then Matic and Edinson Cavani
all
out as well.
Cristiano
Ronaldo probably. We are hearing talks of the fact that that I don't think anything from Ronaldo's camp is an accident, because for him to ask this question or saying that this is what you want.
There is evidence so that he has sold his house in Manchester. I don't know how that is.
Jorge Mendes is one of the best agents in any sport actually in the world, and he's Ronaldo's agent. I'm pretty sure he has a club for Ronaldo already, but then again, time will tell. Nottingham Forest, of course, have signed our own Tao Awoni and Dean Henderson from loan, and of course
Manchester United.
Tottenham, whom I think are having a very fine window so far. They have signed Ivan Perisic, Fraser Forster, Bissouma from Brighton and Hove Albion, and of course
Richarlison from Everton.
And so I think Antonio Conte might just be on course to break that doctor.
So I think for Richarlison, you have to look at it from this perspective. Here is the top striker for Brazil. So this is where the federation comes on board.
Let's go on break there. Let's go on break. When we come back, we shall know he's the federation on board, but we are coming back. You stay on board because the lines will be open and you will join the conversation. We'll still open the lines, but let's go and see. Let's go back and meet Moise because there's something we want to trash out with him. The King of the North. I know you are there. The shortlist for the African Footballer of the Year came out, and there is just one Nigerian standing. Moise, I know you would love to talk about this. What's your take on the list? And then what's your take on the list generally? Yes, and then the Nigerian factor.
When you look at the CAF African Footballer of the Year award, we still really need to look at the criteria. The CAF Player of the Year award was holistically done by picking players from the African Cup of Nations. The African Cup of Nations was given first and foremost priority ahead of the players' performance at their club side, which to me is faulty, which to me does not quite represent. The AFCON does not represent a player's year. The AFCON does not speak too well about a player's entire season. If we call it the African Player of the Year, it should involve what a player did, what a player was able to achieve over the long span of a year, not just what he did in a 1 month tournament or after 3 games or after 4 games. That being said, even if you're using that criteria, there's no how you have that list without Moses Simon in it. He led the Nantes to their first cup glory in over 20 years. He's been inspirational for Nantes. I mean, we will not understand the size of Nantes until we take a look at several teams in France and you see where Nantes lies on the scale. You agree with me that Simon have actually achieved a whole lot. But logically speaking, realistically speaking, Simon's inclusion in that list was largely due to his performance at the African Cup of Nations. And you want to agree with me that at the AFCON, the last AFCON, he was by far Nigeria's best player. So for that singular reason, he earned his spot in the list. And when you look at that list, everybody in that list played at the AFCON. I understand the Nigerian bias about the fact that there is no Victor Osimhen. Nigerians will want to cry out loud. There is no Wilfred Ndidi, but Ndidi didn't have the best of AFCON. I was a lone voice saying it. Ndidi didn't have the best of AFCON.
No, he wasn't even there. He was injured.
Osimhen.
Ndidi wasn't. Both of them were not. They were not at the AFCON.
Was injured. Osimhen was injured. Ndidi was there.
No, Ndidi was also injured. That was why we're looking at a table at the AFCON. You remember? Ndidi wasn't there.
Ndidi wasn't there.
Ndidi wasn't there. Ndidi didn't come because he was injured. We're not looking about those who are going to play the role for him.
Okay,
Ndidi wasn't there.
Ken, I need to be very particular because I know the games Ndidi actually missed has to be the World Cup qualifiers playoff.
Okay, check. Maybe I'm the one that didn't get. Maybe I'm the one that is not getting it right.
Yeah, maybe you're the one that is getting. Because I remember a particular game. Ndidi was the only man who played in almost all of our AFCON game. Even the game that we rested players, Ndidi was still in the starting lineup.
You are right. You are right. I'm the one that is not there. You are right. Yeah, you are right. You are very right.
Ndidi was there, and Ndidi played in almost all our games. But the level I know Wilfred Ndidi for, he didn't quite hit that same level.
Exactly.
But I was a lone voice saying that because the Nigerian media is divided on the ground like our favorite player versus your favorite player. But I looked at Wilfred Ndidi very well, and I felt like Ndidi didn't quite hit the right notes. Ndidi was not at his Ndidi best that we know Ndidi for.
Okay.
But that being said, the list, to be very honest with you, the list, I have my reservation with the criteria used in arriving at this list. But if we are to go by the criteria, everybody who is on that list deserves to be on the list. So what I should do is talk about the system and then not talk about the man, because CAF need to go back and rejig that thought, that school of thought. I believe that school of thought was done to enable players to attend the AFCON and not to skip the AFCON. But if that is it, then it should be called the AFCON Player of the Year Award, not the Player of the Year. Player of the Year means the entire year. You can't use the AFCON as a sole determinant for that kind of award. But again, to me and to everybody in Kaduna, congratulations to Moses Simon.
Okay, and before we let you go, Maurice, the league has come to, and the battle now is the battle for relegation, and then the top, we've decided who has won. What is your take, and on the league? We'll still do a thorough assessment of the league from beginning to end. But while we are here now, who are your candidates? Are those ones in red your candidates to go down, or do you think that there is still a possibility of one or two teams escaping? I think MFM is as good as gone for now, because bearing goal difference, they can only arrive at 35 if they win all the next 3 matches that they have.
They can only arrive at 39, even if they win their remaining
45.
matches. Sorry, they can only arrive at 41.
45. Yes, 45. 45. Yes.
Yeah, 45.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's not good enough. That's not good enough for them to still remain in the MPFL. But the teams in red, to be honest with you, I would gladly replace Niger Tornadoes here with Katsina United. I'd rather have Katsina United in there, because I still don't understand how Tornadoes find themselves in that. It has to be something to do with the point deduction they suffered against Lobby Stars. Because from that particular game, we didn't actually take a look at it. They actually suffered a 5-point loss. Okay. They had 2 points deducted from their point tally because of the fracas that happened. And then they went to finish that game and still lost 3 points again. So from that singular game, they lost 5 points. So to me, on that ground alone, I'm even having this sympathy towards Niger Tornadoes, because they don't deserve to be there. But they put themselves in that place because they allowed violence to happen in their home ground. Okay. And if I actually have my way, I would gladly want County Pillars to be relegated on points tally, because they have a poor team. Pillars relegated for over violence, I don't subscribe to it. But I want County Pillars to see the effect of their poor recruitment over the past years. That's the only reason I want Pillars to. But unfortunately, if wishes were horses, beggars were right. It's my wish doesn't mean it will come to pass. So for that red, those teams in red, I will gladly substitute Niger Tornadoes for Katsina United, because I believe Tornadoes have had a far better season than Katsina United. That's just unfortunate. They lost 5 points just like that. Okay, but then there is this controversy. Maybe you were talking about Kano Pillars of the violence that was done by the fans, and different for the violence that was done by the chairman of the club, because there was that 3 points that say, if you do this again, if a referee was attacked from Kano Pillars, doesn't matter whether it was from the fans or whether it's from whatever, why do you think that 3 points was not deducted from Kano Pillars when it suspended 3 points from an earlier fracas that he did? Let's be clear. That ruling that said if Kano Pillars repeat, it was clear. It said fans violence. Fans violence. Okay. It was very clear. This was a case of assault. Okay. And you can identify the culprit, so you deal with the culprits. All right. Now, if you check the latest ruling again, it was also stated that if any member of Kano Pillars official of playing staff is guilty of same act, then there will be a point deduction and every other necessary suspension will kick in. Okay. So this is a case of assault, and you can't visit a crime on the entire team when you can pinpoint who did it. For instance, a player on the bench slap a referee. You deal with the player. Okay. You don't visit it on the team. On the team. So that has been my argument. Yeah, that has been my argument. This was entirely a different case entirely. You can treat this one as a standalone case. I understand violence, but the violence we're talking about here is fans violence. Then you have the case of Katsina United as I was screaming right now. Yeah. I don't know what to say about that game. Okay, go on. We had the referee raise the assistant referee saying 2 minutes of time added on. 1 minute into that time, Remo scored. We now had, and forget it, let me clear the air. We didn't have 30 minutes of time added on. No, we didn't. But all those live score apps, all those car apps who were carrying the games live, did not stop their clock. But that's by the way. But where did the referee see the extra 8 minutes that was added? Because there was a hold-up in play with 1 minute left to play. So we believe when play resumed, they should have played for 1 minute.
And not
but
8.
When play resumed again, they played for 8 minutes. And then the moment the host team scored, and then the referee raised up, the assistant referee raised up his playboard again to signify 8 minutes. Like we say in the north here, somebody, Allah, what's that? You already raised 2 minutes. 1 minute into that time, a goal was scored. You returned again, and then another 8 minutes of time. And then when we had just 1 more minute left, it's crazy. It's crazy. But 30 minutes wasn't added. There was a break in play that was not captured by those live streaming apps and the rest. It wasn't captured. And the rest, it wasn't captured. But ultimately, there was still a problem. 8 minute time added on from where? Only the referees can explain that, Ken.
All right, thank you. When we get a referee, maybe. I think what we this we got. Let me allow. Okay, just a minute, don't go yet.
For the additional 8 minutes, the rule says minimum of 1.
Yes.
But again, literal golden interpretation of rules, minimum of 1 cannot give you maximum of 8. So even by arithmetic or whatever, the referee heard.
Yes.
I think a position needs to be taken by the LMC on the outrageous minute. Then, as for the chairman and fans distinction, I won't want to draw a line between the chairman. The chairman is #1 fan. I think we should take that to the bank. The chairman of the club is the #1 fan of the club. The chairman is in a position to instigate the fans.
Okay, what got a very, very short break again. I promise that the lines will be open. And when we come back, the lines will be open. Just stay with us. Sometimes I wonder. Okay, before I talk to my guys here, let's just say the lines are open. I know you guys want to join the conversation. Please join us now. You see the number will right there on the screen. I'm a part of this show. Then, what I'm trying to say that, you see, the golf, the hole is so small. And the money they earn is so big. I look at the food. You look at football. You look at the goalpost, how wide it is, and how much are playing the player. Then you look at basketball. I've been imagining these things.
The ball is big.
That is like it is inversely proportional. You understand? The smaller the hole, the ball is small. So what do you knock this thing in, and then Tiger Woods, the first sports billionaire. Because he was knocking that thing into that small.
And if he was in the area of this LIV, he would have been a billionaire before.
The LIV is God sent.
But again, CAF also increased their own price.
That is exactly yes. Okay, the CAF has just increased the prize money for the AFCON, the women AFCON, Women African Cup of Nations. Formerly the total prize money was about $975,000, but now they've increased it to $2.4 million. The winner was supposed to go with $200,000, but now the winner is going with $500,000. So let's Ifeanyi is reaching us from Warri. Hello, Ifeanyi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yes, sir.
Dele.
Yeah, come on, sir. Ken, this is Ifeanyi calling from Warri, and I want to contribute.
Go ahead.
To the young man that spoke last. The man that called from Kaduna, and some of his submissions are very, very laughable, very unfortunate.
Okay.
That the chairman of Kano Pillars FC assaulted his referee, whether assistant, that a referee is a referee, assaulted an official of the match to apply the rules and regulations as applicable to the match. Yet, the LMC could not deduct their points. But when it happens to others in the stadium, and then the young man had the audacity and the impudence to begin to separate that the chairman is different from the fan. They say if it is the fan, if it is the chairman. Well, those are the things that are happening in this country. When a certain person commits an offense, you let him go. But when a certain person commits, no, let him go to jail. That's why I say our politicians. The senator representing you and I, Ken.
Can we take it away? No, can we talk sports and not politics? I'm not comfortable. We are not comfortable with politics here. We are when it is sports, we run our mouth to welcome. But let me say something. Fine. Let me say something. Can you just hold on? Can you hold on? Fine, just a minute.
I'm holding on.
All right. Yes. Because we also discussed it here after Maurice made the submission, and then Yemi pointed out something that. A player of Manchester United, the great Eric Cantona, that when he kicked a fan, the club was not punished. Yes. I mean, he was the one that was punished. So that means sometimes that probably is what Maurice was trying to say, that this man committed an assault, the man must be dealt with, but it's not as if it is a crowd violence, which was specifically mentioned in the other case. So basically that is what he was trying to say. Yes, that is the distinction he was trying to make. So I don't think
you are correct. Yes, very correct. Yeah. But if you look at it, would you? Yes. Hello, Ken.
Go on.
Hello. Yes.
Go on.
Like I was saying that. Look, what we are talking about the official of the game. We are not talking about a player kicking a fan. We are talking about the
assaulting an official.
The alter ego of a company attacking the official. It is appalling. It's unfortunate. It's most unfortunate.
And I think he has been removed.
Yes, removal is not enough. Kanu Pillars as a team should face the visit too. That's a very big issue.
All right.
Yes. They should face the visit. They should have fun deduction. In fact, when I saw teams in red, I had expected Kanu Pillars to be part of the red team. That should go ahead and
I agree with you. All right. Thank you, finally.
You talk about the caravans of Kano of the old Indies and everything. It is somebody who did not follow the history of this station in terms of football. No. Like you talk about Mighty Jets,
NASCO, even the Jos area, NASCO. Yes.
You know, let the rule be applied to everybody. Once it's done, everybody will be okay. To assault an official is appalling. Look at authorities, but there is no authority apart.
All right, fine. Thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you. Okay.
As I said earlier, the chairman is the number one fan. That rule, and they are serial offenders. So that rule should just, Kano Pillars should go down. There is no mindset about Kano Pillars should be relegated. Simple. So because we need
to serve as a deterrent.
We can't say that.
What would give
the chairman, the number one fan, assaulting. What violence could be greater than that, Ken?
An official.
I doubt.
So that shows. And this is now we are talking about fans. Something like that shows that maybe it is the chairman of some of these clubs who are inciting their fans to go and because we said go and bring the fan. But now this one, where are you going to bring him from? Where are you going to bring him from? Jatete right there in Delta. They beat the referee until she became unconscious. They rushed her to the hospital. They lay hands on a lady.
I think we should not take violence out of the game.
So the NNL, the NLO, whatever it is, when people are trying to get something done, and then sometimes you look at the holistically and say, look, in the past how many years, how has football developed in this country? What aspect of football has developed that you want to put your hand on? I say this is area where we say they have done something well, and then we can move from there. Even the foundation that they met is now sinking on quicksand. Anyway, like we are saying, there is more money now. Our Super Falcons, they've won the title 9 times. All that time they were getting chicken change. But this time now, they can get $500,000. And I know when they win that one, there will be any students say they are not giving them the allowances or lock them out from one hotel or the other. So I mean, they can use that to pay their bonuses and whatnot. So basically that is what they are saying. That they were good. Yesterday, Morocco defeated Burkina Faso by a lone goal. We can see the other fixtures that will be there. Today, Senegal will be taking on Uganda by 4 p.m. Cameroon will take on Zambia by 6 p.m. And tomorrow, mark that in your calendar. Tunisia is also playing today. All right, there are 3 matches today. Okay, this is for tomorrow. That is Nigeria, South Africa. The match we're talking about today.
The play of the last final.
Yes. And let me say this. the South African FA have promised the Bayana 10 million rands if they win the AFCON. So Super Falcons, listen, there is a threat somewhere. I don't know whatever it is. So if it is better to, if these are the beat them well, so by before you know what is happening, they will not be able to qualify. Because they are our greatest threat. If we can't, we are playing them tomorrow, and let us see what is going to happen. 4th of July, that's the American Day of Independence, so it's not there. So these ones are today's matches, But yesterday, Morocco defeated Burkina Faso by a lone goal. Senegal beating Uganda. And then today's fixture, like we said, Cameroon taking on Zambia, Tunisia taking on Togo, and Senegal taking on Uganda. Those are the 3 fixtures for today, Group A and Group B.
And to put it into perspective, 10 million rands, when I just checked, it's more than the price that you will get.
It's more than the price.
Yes, about $600,000 US.
About $600,000 US. So
added incentive.
Yes.
And if you've been looking at the balls all over social media, you see that a lot of South Africans have been talking. You cannot afford to lose to Nigeria yet. Again, yes, in as much as they have been dominant, and this, it just shows you the fear that the Super Falcons instill in their opponents.
No, you can't be going for La Decima out of
how many? I mean, like Equatorial Guinea won it, and then which other? I think
only Equatorial Guinea.
We can count
outside the
Falcons, yeah. And
then again, I think the beauty again is the game is spreading. At least for the first time in North Africa, it has only been hosted by the West African country and South Africa, the Southern Hemisphere. So it's good that where female don't tend to take to sport, the North African side, they are also embracing.
All right, FIFA has come out with this semi-automated offside technology. Let us see if we can look at this technology, because right now where you are, there all this controversy of drawing. They say they are drawing line or whatever. Okay, let's go to Oyo. All right. Hello.
Hello? Yeah.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to contribute based on the African Footballer of the Year nomination.
Okay.
It's quite unfortunate that Nigerians, we are known to be lovers of football. In every street you enter in Nigeria, you see people play football. I believe you guys in the studio, you play football and you love football. But the set of Nigerian players that we've been generating over the years, they have been a disappointment. They don't focus on how to become the best. They focus on how to alleviate poverty from their families and from their lives. You see players refuse huge amounts of money in unknown leagues because they choose to remain in Europe where they can be seen and make a name for themselves first. How can we have talent over the years? We have the likes of Ian Acho, Osimhen, all those players, but they are not listed among the African Footballer of the Year. They're not competing with the likes of Mane and Salah and the rest of it. You can see Salah has to leave to Italian league to develop his talent. He did not leave to Saudi Arabian league to collect money, like a lot of the likes of Igalo have done. I'm really disappointed that Nigeria over the year, I know very well that Victor Osimhen has a lot of talent, but he should not be moved by money. Move by money and leave his talent. The likes of Ronaldo and Messi, they are in a constant competition to be the best. But Nigerian players are just after money and flamboyant lifestyle and not looking towards to be the best first. That is why I believe that if we continue this trend in the next of the year from Nigeria, it is really disappointing. Just look at the list you listed. No reasonable that we should have like top 10 Nigeria. Look at Didi. You should be competing in the club like Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea. You should not be playing in Leicester City. You should not be playing. The next thing that you will leave to China or you leave to MLS to collect money. He's not after to develop his talents and become the best. So that's my contribution.
All right, thank you very much. It is well taken. Belen, before you called in from we're trying to look at the technology that FIFA has just brought in because of this offside controversy. So let us see that this is the technology.
At the exact moment when the ball is played. Adidas's official match ball for the FIFA World Cup 2022 will play a key role in the detection of tight offside incidents. A sensor in the center of the ball sends inertial data 500 times per second, allowing a more precise detection of the kick point compared to conventional broadcasts and optical tracking, which are limited to 50 frames per second. In addition, 12 dedicated tracking cameras mounted underneath the roof of each stadium track the ball and 29 points on the body of each individual player 50 times per second, calculating their exact position on the pitch. The 29 points include all limbs and extremities that are relevant for offside calls, allowing the team in the video operation room to know the exact position of a player at any given moment. All player and ball data is processed in real time by artificial intelligence, which triggers alerts in the video operation room when an offside position is detected. The system constantly tracks and alerts once the ball is received by a player who is in an offside position when the ball was played. The video match officials validate the proposed decision by manually checking the automatically selected kick point and the automatically created offside line. The offside decision is then communicated to the referee via audio headset. For improved communication to the fans, after the offside decision has been confirmed by the referee, a replay animation is created and shown in the stadium and on TV. This replay animation is created using the exact same limb tracking data and kick point information used by the video match officials for the decision.
Yes, this will be used at the World Cup. So forget say it was off, it was not off. This is precision, speed and accuracy. The other ones we are having takes about 70 seconds, a minute and 10 seconds, to decide, draw red line, draw blue line, draw white line and stuff like that, elbowed. This one in 25 seconds, 3D. Even you are watching it, you have seen it. So this is, you see, I know people say, look, my guys in the house, especially where you say, look, the human element is what makes football ticks. This is technology-driven. We want precision. Tennis, when even if you just touch the edge, there is no controversy. Yes. Let justice, you understand?
Goal line technology, nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
By the time you start your 3D with this offside rule, will be doing more than we can take. How? That is what I see. And again, even the VAR technology, the last cup final, Champions League final, it became a controversial issue because the first leg was played and the second leg they said there's no VAR.
That is why that is in Africa.
Africa is one of the 5 constituents of FIFA.
Is Nigeria not part of the content of FIFA?
No. Which
match in Nigeria have you used? Are you VR? No, which match?
So
need the generator to run VR.
Yes, because we get there, but again, some part of the globe.
I still feel VR is here to stay, and I appreciate the fact that this has been introduced because that time wasting factor, the fact that they'll be able to speed it up, and then we can quickly get back to the game.
From 70 seconds to 25 seconds.
I think that's impressive.
And you are getting exact.
Exactly, because all that talk of, oh no, I feel cheated, I feel like
they say VR is a cheat. I think
I'm all up for it.
Manchester United, they're playing, they're already going on break. They say come back and take penalty.
Maybe later the referee and assistant referee will be replaced by robots.
No, if you understand the principle of it's just what you're trying. The principle of offside from when they change it's like ball in flight. At the exact point the ball is moving, where are you? Your final word, they say we should start going home. Before they push us out of the studio.
Yeah, we'll with the Super Falcons well. Let them go for their La Decima.
Okay.
Yeah, I still have to stay with the Super Falcons. I wish them all the best.
Okay, at the transfer season, there are some clubs that have to, build before they sign players. I'm not talking about Barcelona, but before they sign players, they will sign there and they cannot really sign. Let's hope we don't have to go and start taking load before we can sign players. I'm Kenneth Chinook. I dropped the pen. Have a blessed Sunday.